Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Saurabh Jain and I'll be dealing up with the topic Basics of Energy and Environment, which has been newly added in the syllabi of UPSC Engineering Services exam. Environment has been asked earlier also with General Studies section, and there was a significant amount of questions that have been asked earlier. But possibly in the new syllabi for Engineering Services, the idea for environment has been changed a bit. It has been linked to energy as such, and then it has become a topic, basics of energy and environment. Now when we categorize the things in this particular topic as such, environment can be classified into 5-6 things. First one, ecology as such, speaking about living beings, speaking about the surrounding, speaking about their interaction, forms ecology as such. When we speak about ecology, there are multiple types of questions that can be asked, like questions related to symbiosis, or questions related to interaction between humans and humans, questions related to interaction between living beings and living beings, and of course questions related to interaction between living being and surrounding, speaking about food chain, speaking about biomagnification. There are many questions that have been asked traditionally also, and their phase can also be changed in the present scenario. When we move up in the environment section, environment degradation also becomes one of the topics that has to be discussed. Environmental degradation as such has been traditionally asked multiple times in the examination also, like what is air pollution, what is water pollution, what is soil pollution, noise pollution, radioactive pollution. Now as such, with the changing face of the environment, UPSC has also changed the type of questions that has been asked in environment. It has become more sectorial division of the pollution as such. Now when we classify pollution for engineers, it becomes more important to be more specific over the sectorial division of the pollution, like steel industry, like cement, like coal, like energy development, etc. and etc. Now when we speak about environmental degradation, we must also speak about its overall impact. What is the impact of soil pollution? What is the impact of water pollution? What is the impact of noise pollution? What is the impact of radioactive pollution? And then we also speak about the overall or the cumulative effect of this particular environmental pollution. We speak about global environmental change as such, how the environment has changed, how the climate has changed, what are the reasons for global environmental change. We speak about multiple things. There are climatic reasons, there are earthbound reasons, and then there are anthropogenic reasons for the degradation, and overall cumulatively it becomes the global environmental change. So we speak about global environmental change also in environment and energy section. Then when we speak about degradation, we speak about the global impact of it. We also speak about the mitigation that can be driven in this particular area. So global environmental degradation and its mitigation. There are multiple strategies that has been created globally. There are multiple strategies which have been created in India also. So we speak about global environmental governance, which itself has a larger domain, say starting from 1976 to the present scenario, speaking about UNFCCC, speaking about Kyoto Protocol, speaking about Montreal Protocol, then speaking about Clean Development Mechanism, also speaking about the latest Rio +20 summits, speaking about the Paris agreements, their pros, their cons, how internationally these mitigation strategies have been driven, and how countries, specifically those who are developed countries, those which are developing countries, how they are helping around with each other just to mitigate any kind of the pollution that has been created. The global environmental governance also becomes one of the topic of discussion in this. Then we speak about the Indian scenario, how environment has degraded in the country as such, what are the impacts and how we can mitigate. So we have seen the impacts, we have seen the degradation, the reasons for degradation. Now the mitigation strategies. Speaking about multiple legislatures that has been created, laws, Wildlife Protection Act, Forest Conservation Protection Act and its implications. Then speaking about the concurrent scenario, how India has taken steps towards global environmental change, how we can mitigate the impacts of global environmental change in India, speaking about National Action Plan for Climate Change. Also speaking about the contemporary legislatures that has been created, compensatory afforestation, green tax, etc. and etc. So as such, when we speak about environment is a dynamic part of the syllabi, because every time new things would be adding up to this particular topic. So more questions can be created or more questions can be formed in this particular area. This part of the subject as such was present traditionally in the syllabi as such. What is added now is energy development, which becomes energy and environment. Speaking about how energy is developed, before speaking about the development of the energy, we also speak about what is the status of energy at a global level. What is energy crisis? Then what are the methods energy is being generated? Speaking about the traditional methods or conventional methods like thermoelectric power, hydroelectric power, or even nuclear power that can be counted. Then speaking about the alternative methods of generating energy, like speaking about solar power, wind power, tidal power, also speaking about geothermal power, then hydrogen-based fuels, then the concurrent fuels dependent on hybrid electricity, which may be battery-driven fuels. Then speaking about the microbial fuel cells also, or the home fuel cells also, where waste to energy is being transformed. And then the contemporary conventional tools, like speaking about coal bed methane, speaking about shale gas, speaking about shale oil, or the other sources which can be used as such to generate energy, they also become one of the part of this particular topic. When we speak about energy development, we also speak about the impact of energy development over the environment. And then we also speak about the pattern where energy development has transformed the needs of the country, how India is, say, sparing up, or India is flaring apart, or India is dragging down as such. When energy consumption or energy production is concerned, the equilibrium of the energy has to be taken into consideration. Then what steps has to be taken up to mitigate all these problems so that we can generate a sustainable environmental pattern where energy development has least impact over the environment, and we can mitigate all those factors which have become one of the major factors for degradation of the environment as such. Like, for example, thermoelectric power plant is one of the major electricity generation method in the country itself. Of course, it burns coal, it also emits carbon dioxide, environmental degradation. Then how to mitigate this particular pattern? What energy resources can be used, or what technology can be used over here to create an alternative method for conventional energy generation also. That also becomes one of the methods. And then holistically speaking about environment and energy development and sustainable development or sustainable development goals also, how sustainable development of the environment can be generated using multiple modes of energy development and other technologies. So that would be the scope of basics of energy and environment for this particular exam. Of course, the area is broadened. The dynamics of this particular area is also, has also broadened. So our ideology or our pattern of developing this particular course is just to make it more simple, just to make it more consolidated. And of course, we'll be dealing up with more of the objective-based questions. So we are well prepared for that. Thank you.